In a small village not far from Hanyang, the capital, in the late Joseon period, lived an unmarried 30-year-old man named Jinwoo. Jinwoo was originally the eldest grandson of a family that had held government positions for generations, but his whole clan fell from grace due to a distant relative involved in treason. His father died young from the shock, and Jinwoo became the head of the household at the young age of 15, obligated to care for his single mother.
He was once a brilliant student who could recite the 4 books and 3 classics from memory. But as the saying goes, the mouth is the government office, and immediate survival became his priority.
With tears in his eyes, Jinwoo closed his books and became a tenant farmer for Master Kim, living day by day.
15 years passed. Jinwoo's hands had become rough, and his back was stooped, but his filial piety remained strong. He would wake up early to greet his mother and return from the fields in the evening to massage her feet. However, filial piety couldn't solve poverty. Because they were so desperately poor, he hadn't married even at the age of 30.
Jinwoo, his mother sighed one autumn evening.
Yes, mother.
I want to see your wedding before I die. It is your mother's wish to see a daughter-in-law's face before I close my eyes.
Jinwoo's heart ached. His mother's hair had turned white, and her back was even more hunched. Jinwoo was known for his devotion, but it was useless against poverty.
A little critical, describing social prejudice. The village maidens wouldn't spare a glance for the poor tenant farmer, and even the matchmakers refused to cross the threshold of Jinwoo's house.
Mother, your son is utterly unfilial. Please wait just a little longer. Jinwoo replied with his head bowed, but his heart was filled with despair. What should I do? How can I get married?
A few days later, Jinwoo met his old friend, Min-ho, at the market. Min-ho had attended the same school as Jinwoo, but was now running a small shop and living quite comfortably.
Brother Jinwoo, you don't look well these days. Is something troubling you?
Min-ho, I'm 30 now, and I can't even get married. Of course I'm troubled.
Min-ho poured him a drink and whispered,
Brother, what about a bojjam?
Bojjam?
Jinwoo looked around in surprise.
Though illegal, bojjam was a custom practiced secretly among poor bachelors. It involved secretly abducting a widow or a woman reluctant to remarry and taking her as a wife.
Brother, there's a maid named So-hee at Lord Lee's house. She's a widow under 30, hardworking and pleasant. Why don't you abduct her during the commotion of the 60th birthday feast? It's hard for a widow to remarry, and she wouldn't mind marrying someone of your noble background.
Jinwoo initially shook his head. His noble pride would not allow it. But that night, when he heard his mother sigh again, his resolve wavered.
I can't just grow old and die like this. I must do something, even for mother's sake. Jinwoo finally made up his mind. He decided to abandon all sense of dignity and pride.
The next day, he called Min-ho and another friend, Dong-soo, to plan the deed.
Brother, Lord Lee's 60th birthday feast is the day after tomorrow. Let's make our move that night. So-hee usually stays in the back servants' quarters, so we'll climb the wall and go there.
Agreed. I'll see you that night.
The time passed quickly. The day of Lord Lee's feast arrived. The sound of music was deafening from the afternoon, and drinking parties were everywhere. Jinwoo couldn't concentrate on his work all day. He kept staring blankly at the sky, even while weeding the field.
Is this really the right thing to do? But he couldn't turn back now. Jinwoo's heart was a mixture of excitement and fear.
There was the thrill of having a wife for the first time, but also the worry of being caught and arrested by the local authorities. The sun set, and the moon rose.
Jinwoo changed into dark clothes and met Minho and Dong-soo at the meeting place.
Brother, are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
The three cautiously headed toward Lord Lee's residence.
The feast was over, and the house was quiet. Jinwoo's group climbed over the back wall and quietly entered. The back quarters were quieter than expected.
Perhaps all the servants were asleep after the feast. Jinwoo's heart pounded. Just then,
That's refreshing.
a woman was seen emerging from the outhouse, adjusting her skirt. In the moonlight, the woman looked slender and walked gracefully.
That must be Sohee. Jinwoo signaled his friends. The three quickly approached the woman. Jinwoo covered her mouth from behind, and Minho and Dong-soo held her arms. The woman was startled and struggled, but she couldn't overcome the strength of the three men.
We apologize. Please don't be afraid, we won't hurt you.
Jinwoo said in a low voice to comfort her.
The woman resisted for a moment and then fainted. Jinwoo hoisted the woman onto his back, and the three men hurriedly left Lord Lee's house. On the way home, Jinwoo felt a mix of emotions, feeling the weight of the woman on his back. I can't turn back now. I must live well with this woman. Upon arriving home, Jinwoo laid the woman down in the room. Minho and Dong-soo patted his shoulder in congratulations and left. Jinwoo sat alone next to the woman and waited. Her skin was fair and her eyes were clear, unbelievable for someone under 30.
Where is this?
The woman looked around, a bewildered expression on her face. After a while, the woman slowly opened her eyes. Jinwoo's heart sank. As the moonlight shone on the woman's face, Jinwoo nearly stopped breathing. She was much more beautiful than he had imagined.
You must be surprised. I brought you here to be my wife.
Brought me? What do you mean? I am a Gisaeng named Yeonhwa who came to perform a dance at Lord Lee's house. Why am I here?
What? What did you say? Jinwoo was startled. A Gisaeng? She's not Sohee? Are you not Sohee?
No, I am Yeonhwa from Morangak. I was just about to retire after my final performance at Lord Lee's 60th birthday feast.
Jinwoo's mind went blank. He had abducted the wrong person, a Gisaeng, not a maid. Jinwoo was embarrassed and didn't know what to do.
Oh dear, what should I do? This is terrible. I'm truly sorry, madam. I intended to abduct a maid named Sohee, but I seem to have mistakenly brought you here.
Yeonhwa was surprised but remained calm. Being a Gisaeng who had seen and done it all, she was quick-witted. So, it was a Bojjam. Tell me your story.
Yeonhwa was 32. It was the age for a Gisaeng to retire.
She had once been one of Hanyang's most celebrated courtesans. Her dancing was as elegant as a butterfly, and her singing voice was as clear as a nightingale's.
Yangban officials eagerly sought to take her as a concubine, but Yeonhwa refused them all.
I will spend my life dancing. I don't want to be confined to a corner room as someone's concubine.
Yeonhwa was a free spirit. Although she was of low social status, she was more dignified than anyone else on stage. But time is fair to everyone. Once she passed 30, she had to yield her place to younger Gisaengs.
She had considered opening a small Gisaeng house, but lacked the capital, and now she had been abducted. Yeonhwa carefully observed Jinwoo.
He looked about 30, and his face was honest. His clothes were poor, but his speech was respectful. His look of sincere apology for the abduction was rather intriguing.
My lord, please tell me your story.
Tinru, in a trembling voice, poured out his situation, being born into a ruined noble family, becoming a tenant farmer, being unable to marry at 30 because of poverty, and having to care for his aging mother. Yeonhwa's heart was moved as she listened to Jinru's story. She felt they were in a similar situation. Both were people who had fallen from their original social standing, Jinwoo from nobleman to tenant farmer, and Yeonhwa from popular Gisaeng to retired entertainer.
My lord, do you intend to take me back to Lord Lee's house?
Well, I shouldn't I? Since I made such a terrible mistake.
Yeonhwa fell into thought for a moment. Jinwoo didn't seem like a bad person. Rather, he looked kind and honest.
Besides, he was still a nobleman, even if he was ruined. As a Gisaeng, the best she could hope for was to be a nobleman's concubine. But here, she could be the legitimate wife. I have nowhere to go after the performance anyway. Is this destiny? Yeonhwa decided. My lord, though I am a Gisaeng, I am a woman. I am an artist who has spent my life dancing and learning proper etiquette. I will accept this Bojjam as my destiny.
What are you saying?
You seem diligent and kind, my lord. Living with you would not be so bad.
Really?
Jinwoo looked incredulous. The Gisaeng he had mistakenly abducted wanted to stay with him.
Just promise me one thing.
I promise anything.
Do not treat me as lowborn, and treat me as your legitimate wife. Though I was a Gisaeng, I never indiscriminately sold myself. I wish to live as one man's wife now.
Of course I will treat you as my wife.
Jinwoo's hands trembled with joy. Yeonhwa also smiled. Both needed someone to lean on, and it seemed they had found that person in each other.
The next morning, his mother woke up, rubbing her eyes. She thought it was strange to hear the sound of rice cooking in the kitchen and went to investigate. There, a young woman she had never seen before was neatly setting the morning table.
Mother, did you sleep well? Yeonhwa politely greeted her. The mother was shocked. Who are you, girl?
Jinwoo quickly rushed over. Mother, this is the woman I brought home yesterday. What? Brought home a woman? The mother happily examined Yeonhwa closely. She looked a bit older, but had a lovely face and a dignified demeanor. Well, where are you from, girl? Are you the daughter of a nobleman?
Suddenly, the mother's face hardened.
What? What? A Gisaeng? The mother stared at Jinwoo in disbelief. Jinwoo, what nonsense is this? No matter how poor we are yangban. We are a noble family in this district. How dare you bring a Gisaeng as a daughter-in-law? Mother says no. Send that Gisaeng away immediately. Jinwoo was flustered. He hadn't expected his mother's opposition to be so severe. Yeonhwa was also shocked. She had expected to be welcomed after being abducted, but here she was, still being looked down upon.
Mother, she is not a common prostitute. She is an artist who has dedicated her life to performing. Her character is good, so please just observe her for a while.
No, a Gisaeng is a Gisaeng. Send her away right now.
The mother was resolute. Jinwoo was distressed, and Yeonhwa was sad. That night, Jinwoo went to Yeonhwa. Her eyes were red, as if she had been crying.
Yeonhwa, I am truly sorry. Our mother is too conservative. She greatly values the pride of the yangban.
My lord, I am fine. I am used to Gisaengs being looked down upon.
Yeonhwa's voice was calm, but lonely. Jinwoo's heart ached. Yeonhwa, please wait a little longer. If mother sees your sincerity, her heart will surely soften.
Will it really?
Yes. I trust you, Yeonhwa.
Yeonhwa gained strength from Jinwoo's sincere words. She had met countless men in her life, but he was the first to treat her with such genuine sincerity.
All right, my lord. Since I've decided to live with you, I will try to win mother's heart.
Thank you, Yeonhwa.
I still have the skill I used to bewitch people with my dance in front of crowds. I will use that skill now.
Yeonhwa's plan began the next morning. She woke up at dawn, swept the yard, and prepared a neat breakfast table. She respectfully greeted her mother and carefully washed the dishes after the meal.
Mother, have you had your meal? The mother did not answer, but Yeonhwa did not give up. Mother, may I massage your shoulders?
No, I don't want your hands on me.
Mother, I heard your back is uncomfortable. I will massage your back. Yeonhwa massaged her mother's back with devotion. The mother was uncomfortable at first, but as the touch brought relief, her heart slowly began to soften.
Days passed. Yeonhwa attended to her mother every day without fail. She cooked delicious food, gave massages, and sometimes made her laugh with interesting stories.
Mother, may I tell you a story from when I performed in Hanyang? Once, a high official was so moved by my dance that he gifted me a golden hairpin. But the hairpin was so large and flashy that when I wore it, I looked like a chicken with a comb.
Days passed. Yeonhwa attended to her mother every day without fail. She cooked delicious food, gave massages, and sometimes made her laugh with interesting stories.
Mother, may I tell you a story from when I performed in Hanyang? Once, a high official was so moved by my dance that he gifted me a golden hairpin. But the hairpin was so large and flashy that when I wore it, I looked like a chicken with a comb.
The mother chuckled. She found Yeonhwa's story amusing.
Mother, try this too. It's a dish I learned in Hanyang, good for stimulating the appetite.
Fine, I'll take just one bite.
A month passed. The mother gradually opened her heart to Yeonhwa. She felt that Yeonhwa's devotion and filial piety were sincere. Furthermore, the mother, who had no daughter, liked Yeonhwa's charming words and gentle touch.
Yeonhwa? Yes, Mother. Do you truly want to live with my son? Yes, Mother. I truly do.
The mother looked into Yeonhwa's eyes. There was no lie there.
Then, take good care of my son. Although you were a Gisaeng, your heart is no less than that of any noble lady. Mother.
Yeonhwa, deeply moved, tightly held her mother's hand. The mother also squeezed Yeonhwa's hand. With his mother's permission, Jinwoo and Yeonhwa held a modest wedding. It was a simple ceremony with no decorations and no guests, attended only by the mother, Minho, and Dongsu. But Jinwoo and Yeonhwa were happy. On their wedding night, Jinwoo held Yeonhwa's hand and said,
"Wife, thank you so much for coming to a farmer like me." Yeonhwa tightly held Jinwoo's hand. Jinwoo's hands were rough but warm.
My husband, I should be the one thanking you. Thank you for accepting me when I had nowhere to go and treating me as your legitimate wife.
You dance so well. Your gestures and words are all so lovely. I will cherish you my entire life.
My husband, you are diligent and kind, and I am very fond of you. I will serve you well my entire life.
Jinwoo gazed at Yeonhwa's face. Illuminated by the candlelight, Yeonhwa's face was truly beautiful. She had fair skin and clear eyes, unbelievable for a 32-year-old. Thanks to a lifetime of dancing, her figure was slender and graceful. Yeonhwa also looked at Jinwoo. Jinwoo's face showed honesty and diligence. Though his face was tanned from rough farming, his eyes were clear and sincere. Yeonhwa had met countless noblemen in her life, but Jinwoo was the first person to truly cherish her.
My husband.
My wife.
The two embraced tightly. Although their connection started with an abduction, Bojjam, they had become indispensable to each other. That night, the two spent a happy first night, genuinely loving each other.
A month passed after the wedding. Jinwoo and Yeonhwa were happy. but reality was difficult. Jinwoo's tenant farming was strenuous, and he had to give most of the harvest to the landlord, Master Kim.
Jinwoo, this year was a poor harvest, so the yield was low, but you still have to pay the rent as usual. Master Kim was cold. Jinwoo felt wronged but couldn't do anything about it. He was just a tenant farmer without land.
Yes, I understand.
Jinwoo bowed his head. Jinwoo's face was dark when he returned home. Yeonhwa's heart ached seeing him like this.
My husband is struggling so much. Should I just sit idly at home?
Yeonhwa wanted to contribute to the household somehow, but it was not easy to find a way. Her dancing career was over, and she had no other skills.
A few days later, while talking with the village women at the well, Yeonhwa heard an interesting story.
People who work as matchmakers in Hanyang these days make a lot of money.
My husband, I think I need to earn some money.
What work do you plan to do, wife?
I want to try being a matchmaker.
A matchmaker?
Reinforcing the difficulty? Being a matchmaker wasn't something just anyone could do.
My husband, while I was a Gisaeng, I learned how to read people's faces and compatibility. I needed to quickly grasp their personalities to win their favor. I want to try my hand at being a matchmaker.
But wife, being a matchmaker isn't easy. What if you fail and just get criticized?
Don't worry, my husband. I heard during my Gisaeng days that you get quite a lot of money for arranging a marriage. If I use my skill to judge people's faces and compatibility to successfully arrange marriages, it will greatly help our household.
Jinwoo looked into Yeonhwa's eyes. They were full of confidence and determination. Jinwoo nodded. I understand, wife. I trust you. Give it a try.
Thank you, my husband.
Yeonhwa's matchmaking business began. At first, she knew no one, and no one trusted her, leaving her in despair. But Yeonhwa did not give up. She traveled the village, inquiring about families seeking marriage.
Excuse me, but are you having any trouble with a marriage arrangement?
Who is it?
I am Yeonhwa, a matchmaker. I have an eye for people and can help you make a good match.
At first, everyone shook their heads. They couldn't trust a strange woman. But Yeonhwa was persistent. Turning point. Success on the horizon. About a month later, one family called for Yeonhwa. It was a ruined noble family with a 26-year-old daughter who couldn't find a match.
Yeonhwa, you say?
Yes, Elder.
Our daughter is 26, and because our family is poor, we can't find a suitable match. Perhaps you know of a good prospect.
Yeonhwa looked at the daughter. Her face was ordinary, but her eyes were intelligent, and her demeanor was dignified. Yeonhwa instantly knew, this young lady will manage a household well, and she is destined to bear many children. Elder, I will look for a suitable match. Yeonhwa searched around the village. She heard news that a large merchant family in the neighboring village was looking for a daughter-in-law. Yeonhwa immediately visited the house. Finally, both families agreed to the marriage. The wedding was held, and both families were satisfied. Yeonhwa received 3 sacks of rice and 1 nyang, Korean unit of currency or weight, from both sides.
Wife, this is amazing! Truly amazing!
My husband, this is just the beginning. I will work harder to revive our household.
Building reputation, quick pace. The rumor spread quickly. People started coming to Yeonhwa when word got out that she was an excellent matchmaker. 2 months later, a prominent Sadebu, scholar official family, called for Yeonhwa.
Sadebu, I heard you are a good matchmaker. We have an important marriage in our family. Can you help us?
What kind of marriage is it?
Our family and a Sadebu family in the neighboring district are trying to form a relationship through marriage. However, the parties involved are displeased with each other. I need you to mediate carefully.
I will do my best.
Yeonhwa was perplexed. Arranged marriages in noble families were complex issues, but she couldn't refuse. Yeonhwa first met with each of the parties. The groom-to-be was a 20-year-old scholar who was only interested in studying and had no interest in women. I wish to spend my life studying. This marriage is merely my family's coercion.
Yeonhwa looked at the groom's face. His eyes were clear and his forehead was wide. He has the face of a scholar. This gentleman loves learning. Therefore, he will want a partner who can share his studies. Next, she met the bride-to-be. She was an 18-year-old young lady who seemed intelligent and strong-willed.
I don't want to be merely a tool for my family. This marriage decided without my consent is so unfair.
Yeonhwa looked into the young lady's eyes. They were wise and resolute. This young lady has a strong mind of her own. A few days later, Yeonhwa arranged for the two to meet by chance. She had the bride-to-be pass by the groom-to-be who was reading a book in a village school. The young lady was surprised by the book the groom was reading.
Oh, is that the Sohak Elementary Learning? I love that book too.
The groom was also surprised. You know the Sohak, miss? It's rare for women to know this book.
I have loved reading since childhood. I am particularly interested in Confucian texts.
The two naturally started talking. They developed an affection for each other while discussing their studies. Yeonhwa watched them from afar, smiling. Indeed, compatible people connect. After that, the two met and talked often, and eventually fell in love. The wedding was held grandly, and both families were greatly satisfied. Yeonhwa received 5 nyong of silver and several bolts of silk this time.
My husband, this is truly remarkable. Your skill is almost miraculous.
My husband. A matchmaker's role is to connect people. I merely helped the two of them understand each other.
Several years passed. Yeonhwa became the most famous matchmaker in Hanyang. Everyone, from noble officials to poor commoners, sought out Yeonhwa. Yeonhwa accurately read people's faces and compatibility, and, above all, arranged marriages that ensured the two people could be truly happy. The money Yeonhwa earned was substantial. Now Jinwoo's family was no longer poor. They bought a small piece of land and were free from tenant farming. They also built a new house.
His mother was delighted. Yeonhwa, you have revived our family. Mother, it is all thanks to my husband. Because he trusted me, I could become a matchmaker. Yes, seeing the two of you cherishing and loving each other makes me happy every time.
Wife, I am truly happy when I see our son and daughter.
Me too, my husband. This all feels like a dream.
Yeonhwa tightly held Jinwoo's hand.
Just a few years ago, she was a retired Gisaeng with an uncertain future, but now she had a happy family with a loving husband, adorable children, and a compassionate mother-in-law. And so Jinwoo and Yeonhwa lived happily ever after.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories.